about now. Good, 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 good to be alive right about now. Good, 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 good to be alive right about now. Let that bass move there, say good to be alive right about now. I almost cannot handle it. I could get used to this. I almost cannot handle it. I could get used to this. I think I finally found mine. It's good to be alive right about now. Good, 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 good to be alive right about now. Good, 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 good to be alive right about now. Hallelujah, let that bass move there, say it's good to be alive right about now. Good to be alive right about now. Good to be alive right about now. Thank you, choir. We rarely get what we want, Linda. We're really quiet after a song instead of applause. But that was deep and meaningful, and the promise does live, and the light has preceded, and I'm following the light. So for those of you, you all know. Gosh, I was thinking, I should tell you, this is my farewell talk here, but you all know that's why we have a full house. It's like, okay. There's a lot to say. First of all, it's November, so it's a new month. The theme that I've chosen for this month is gratitude attitude. I know people always talk about having an attitude of gratitude, but I want to have a gratitude attitude. And not just because it's Thanksgiving, but because I have an opportunity to have an enormous amount of gratitude overflowing me in this process of passing the torch to whomever. So there's a lot of gratitude that has been going on, but I first have to begin with gratitude for the extraordinary party on Friday. As I posted on Facebook, when Don and I came here, we had heard the rumor that Chico was a party town. We didn't see any signs of that until we got to this center. And on Friday, it was an extraordinary party, and there are many people to thank for that, and I don't want to miss them, but I know in particular that my K-dubs, KW, you have to pick out which one comes first for top billing. That for Kristen and Catherine, who decided to throw me a party and then rallied the teams and the forces and the volunteers. Some you saw serving in the Loftus Hall. Some you didn't see who came and decorated. Many people with the food. So I'm not going to name, because I'm afraid if I name a few that I remember, then I'm going to forget someone, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just saying thank you, because I have a gratitude attitude. So it was a wonderful party, a wonderful send-off. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It was glorious. And there are things that I love that you probably wouldn't even know that I loved. I love the flowers, the sunflowers. I love the clear balloons that I guess went away. But I love clear. I love lucite. So I thought that was great. There was tons of gluten-free food. I didn't get to eat any of it because I was so excited and nervous, but it was there, and that's a good thing. So thank you for that. Now, some of you may have noticed that I indulged and I asked Cara and Linda to not play beautiful music in between the contemplation and the service. I chose very specific songs. I doubt more than 3 of you really heard what they were, but some of them you probably did. I know Linda George heard the show tunes. I'm not worried about that. And but they were very specific songs to me to say musical messages, because if you know anything about me, you know that the core of who I am comes from theater and music and literature. So I had to choose those songs, and the song that I danced to up here, and thank you for letting me play the whole song, is a new song by Andy Grammer, and it's called It's Good to Be Alive Right About Now, Hallelujah. It's a wonderful song, so if you liked it, you can download it on iTunes if you want, and dance and think of me, because it's good to be alive right about now. And so a lot of the references in my talk, which will be short because I know you guys, I've already danced 3 of my minutes away, and we have a social hour afterwards, but there are some things I want to say, and there was that thought of, what does one say on a farewell talk? And then I thought, well, I've been saying it for 7 years, and so how do I synthesize that? Then there was the part of me, the teacher part of me, that wanted to make sure I made sure you understood this part, and this part about science of mind, and this part about treatment, and this part about surrender, and this part about prayer. And it was like, well, it's there. So because I know there's some Trekkies in here, so I am mind melding to you all of the wisdom of the archives of the ages, and particularly Ernest Holmes. You now just like ready and Got it? Got it? Thank you very much. Bye-bye. No. Okay. So I got that part. So what I wanted to share with you, because you probably may not understand the title of my talk, but you may not even know the title of my talk if you don't go on the eBlast or whatever, the website. And the title of my talk is So Long, Farewell, and Thanks for All the Fish. How many of you know what I'm referring to? There's 1, 2, 3. Okay. 5. Okay. Got it. So Long, Farewell is the musical part of me. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adieu. Okay, there's that. But I didn't want to do the whole song, and I thought about that. And Thanks for the Fish comes from the last book in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy trilogy that was written by Douglas Adams. So if you've never read Hitchhiker's Guide, indulge yourself. It's wonderful. But he's one of my heroes, literary heroes. So long, farewell, and thanks for all the fish. Because you probably thought, what is she talking about? My other literary or hero is someone you may have heard of. I think his name was Ernest Holmes. Am I saying that right? He writes in the textbook, nature will not let us stay in any one place too long. She will let us stay just long enough to gather the experience necessary to the unfolding and advancement of the soul. Now you see why he's my hero, right? This is a wise provision, for should we stay too long, we would become too set, too rigid, too inflexible. Nature demands the change in order that we may advance. In order that we may advance. So if some of you were thinking and have been feeling, well, why is she going? How dare she? And what's that? Well, that's nice. She's going to go on her own way and have a life. What about us? Blah, blah, blah. As I said at the day when I resigned or announced it, that it is so clear to me that this is not just about me in my needing to move forward and elsewhere. It is about the growth and the transformation of this center being poised at a point of change by which that entropy that happens sometimes, even Ernest is writing about it, has to break through. And I am really clear that in order for that change to take place, even though change isn't always fun, it is time for me to move on. I'll go back to Ernest. This is a wise provision, for if we should stay too long, we would become too set, too rigid, too inflexible. Nature demands the change in order that we may advance. When the change comes, we should welcome it with a smile on the lips and a song in the heart. He's a mystic, you guys. So if you haven't started a courtship with Ernest Holmes, but you find yourself in a center for religious science, science of mind, and you haven't picked up Ernest Holmes, I invite you to do that. I invite that to be part of the change that calls to you for my moving forward. I've heard a bunch of things in the past few weeks with my being gone. All of it heartfelt, even the difficult part about that. And it's not easy to break up. It's not. I'm not trying to gloss that over. Trust me. I was thinking, one person said, I don't know who it is, One person said, and I'm careful how I say this so you don't get the wrong idea about this, but one person said, no, you can't go, you're irreplaceable. And I thought about, and of course, whatever I may have said at the time to that person, then I thought about it and I went, you're right. I'm irreplaceable. And so are each of you. Irreplaceable. God's snowflakes on this planet, unique, diverse, individualized, authentic, creative, wonderful, irreplaceable you. And I want to be the one to remind you, you are not replacing me, or you can't replace me, meaning me. What you are doing is inviting and ultimately hiring a new senior minister, spiritual leader, spiritual director, give the title you want. That's what you're doing. You're calling forth with your intention that matched my intention. You're calling forth through your vision, through your values, through your prayers, through all the other administrative stuff about that. You are calling forth the right and best person to step onto this stage next year and be the one who leads and guides you. That's what it is. So we're all irreplaceable. I truly don't want you to replace me. Frankly, I hope that doesn't sound too arrogant. I want you to remember me, not replace me. However, I am supporting you in love and intention that you are going to find someone to step into this position, or maybe this position. Step into this position to be your minister. That's your charge. So I just had to address that. And it's an emotional time. Even preparing to come here, sitting in my room, pulling up to my parking space. Robin, will you take my sign down for me after the 11th? Thank you. Pulling up to my parking place and going, whoa, I won't be doing this next Sunday. It's a very staggering thing, but it's also very cool because it makes you very mindful and conscious, doesn't it? And this process, from the get-go, when God, I was standing right there by that balcony thingy, and God went, it's time to go. It's like, excuse me? Who let in James Earl Jones, I'm hearing voiceover. Your work is done here. Really? Yes. I'm complete here? Yes. Oh. From that point on, it's been an emotional roller coaster. And, oh boy, I'm alive. Yes, there's grief, there's sadness, there's joy, there's excitement, there's all of that stuff. So please don't cry because I'm leaving. Smile because I've been here. Oh, I didn't know that was going to get applause. I should have left a lot sooner. This is good. Parties and sunflowers and, oh my, yeah, that's the humor, trying to gloss over some of my own emotions about that. Okay, I'm going to let you in on a little secret, because you all know I have a certain something. But how many of you, because most of the people in this room are probably of the age to remember, how many of you remember the film The Rainmaker? Yeah. Okay. It was a film with Burt Lancaster and Katharine Hepburn, written by Richard Nash, 1956 film. Do you remember the name of Mr. Lancaster's character? Did I heard it. I heard it. Starbuck. Now, I'm letting you in on a secret because y'all thought that I was just the Starbucks geek that I am, admittedly, even though they still don't have almond milk. I love Starbucks. You know that. That's a joke. You're probably grateful I'm leaving because then I don't mention it on a Sunday. But what you didn't know is that my attachment, if you will, my fascination to Starbucks began way back when I was whatever age I was, watching that movie on $1 Million Movie of the Week on Channel 9 in LA. Well, for those of you who don't know the story, it's a gorgeous story. It was also turned into a musical called 110 in the Shade. The idea being that Starbuck came to this farm. And it's mostly a romance, but the idea being that Starbuck came and taught Lizzie, the Katharine Hepburn character, who in the film was an old maid and had these rough brothers who were, and she didn't believe in herself. She didn't know how wonderful she was because she was this strong, vibrant woman that the guys were ignoring. She didn't have the husband and the farm and the kids, etc., because she was the strong, independent woman, and so she didn't have self-confidence. Starbuck came, hired initially to bring rain, the rainmaker, and it wasn't happening. Well, the point being, he taught her how beautiful she was. He taught her that she had everything she needed, that she was enough. He taught her that God is her source, her supply, her power. He taught her that. And when she got it, he moved on. Now, I hadn't thought about that until this moving on. And I thought, well, I hope, no, I don't mind the word hope, but I want to say it differently. I would like to know and think, believe, that in these 7 years that I have brought or taught you how beautiful you are, how strong you are, how intelligent, vibrant, authentic you are, that it had very little to do with me. I was just the messenger. And I came, and I served, and I gave, and I taught, and I danced, and I loved. So when all that happened, and then Lizzie was fine, because Lizzie thought, of course, here's this good-looking guy telling her all this and whatever. She thought, well, he was going to be the one. He was going to be the one, and then he left. But instead of being brokenhearted, yes, there was sadness, she got it. She knew. And she was going to be better than fine as he rode off into the sunset. And of course, because it is theater and movies, and then it rained. It didn't rain while he was there. So I thought it incredibly interesting this morning as I go to the PV track to walk. And I'm getting out and I'm walking, and it's like, really? But that's how my life works. It works in metaphors that match show tunes or movies or plays or books. That's my wiring. And I know that's been challenging for some of you. See? But that's how it works for me. And so God and I had a great giggle as I walked the track and listening to it. And that's when I chose, and thank you, Carl, for letting me burn a new CD for the opening song, because that's when I knew I had to do the song, It's Good to Be Alive Right About Now. I sing hallelujah. That's some of the lyrics from the Andy Grammer song. I thought, ain't that interesting? So I don't know if I have any, did I write anything? Frank Herbert, who wrote the Ozers, thank you. There is no real ending. It's just the place where you stop the story. So this isn't an ending. This is just giving you a new book that with blank pages and colored markers and pens, etc., to write a new story. Don and I are going to be starting and writing a new story. I also, since I just said that, I want to thank you for, I know you would have done it anyway, but I want to thank you for the open-heartedness, love, and support that you have given my husband, who has stood with me these 7 years in so many capacities. Yeah, and I know you're going to miss him too. But so thank you for that, because we are a team. And you knew that, you got that, and it fills my heart to know that how much you love him as much as he loves this center. And that's part of it. So I had to say that, throw that in. So what did I write? What did I say? Oh, I wrote different things, because Walt Disney, another creative kind of guy. Goodbye may seem forever, farewell is like the end, but in my heart is the memory, and there you will always be. That's why I'm irreplaceable, because you're not going to put somebody else in that spot in your heart that has my name on the folder. I hope. I hope that your heart grows and expands like the Who family. Isn't it the Who's? The Who family? Somebody with kids, tell me. Isn't it the Who's in the Grinch thing? The Whoville, thank you. When the Who family expanded the circle, remember that? Because first they were like this. Then it was like, oh, okay. That's what you do for the person that steps here. For that you give of your love and your heart and everything you know from consciousness and science of mind and everything else, for the candidates that are going to be coming to speak for you, because something is calling them to a transformation and a change, whether it be that they step here or elsewhere. But there's this change, transformation going on, and you know why? Because we are science of mind, religious science, and what is the thing that this philosophy is predicated on? Change your thinking, change your life. We take that for granted now, I think. We hear it so often. It's like, have a good day, whatever. We don't think about the depth of what that means. I'd like you to think about that in these weeks to come. That's why I created the Change for... Where did it go? Oh, it's out there. The Change for Change program with the jar and the jug, with the pennies and stuff, because we can change things. And we don't often think that the few pennies and dollar bills that go in there, which usually add up somewhere between $60 and $130 that goes to the organization that we choose, that may seem like small change to you, but I know that it's not, that money may go to do something wonderful, but it's about our intention that is behind every coin we drop in there. And thank you, Mary Carlisle, for having paw prints be the Change for Change recipient on under my watch, or under my paw, for animal kinship. So thank you for that. God, I could just stand up here and thank you for all kinds of things. So I'll go back. Did I pick another quote? Somebody anonymous, my favorite author, Anonymous. If you are brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello. So if you're brave enough, I don't believe in goodbyes. If you're brave enough to say farewell, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adieu, then you get over here and get ready and go, hello and welcome to the Chico New Thought Center. That's your charge. This is the time where all of you get to come together and rally to that greater call that Spirit is placing to you, through you, for this opportunity. Please answer the phone. Please don't put it on hold. Please don't, send it to voicemail. Okay, stop that, Duchess. I was originally going to title this topic today, Leap, Circle, and Yearn, because I read a wonderful article on the PBS website and NewsHour that this composer was talking about the iconic song, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And it is iconic. I mean, we all go, did you hear that? Everybody in this room went, But this current composer was talking about what Yip Harburg, and they wrote that song, and you will find this interesting, musically inclined people, but the notes on specific words, the octave on the in thing and the final high C at the end, are done for the emotional content that it gave. To talk about Dorothy's yearning, longing, and how she leaped into her new adventure, down the Yellow Brick Road. And I was like, whoa, yes, that's my point about music and words and thoughts. That they get to do that. And Yip Harburg, the lyricist for Somewhere Over the Rainbow, I love this quote. You guys are going to want this. Maybe I should sell it. Words make you think thoughts. Music make you feel a feeling. But a song makes you feel a thought. I'm going to read that again in a little while because what we're going to do today when I'm wrapping up, will be soon, is we're not doing the peace song today. You have to indulge me. You're a captive audience right now. I have chosen another song that I am giving to you that is kind of the closing of my message. And in a few moments, we'll pull down the screen and you get to hear it. And then I'll read that quote again before the song because it'll explain, Lucy, why I chose that. So I want to, before I close, because I can't really, I think, do you really want to close, Duchess? Well, no, and yes. And did you say everything you wanted to say? Yeah. The song will finish it for me, but... Thank you. I said to my beloved magazine circle on Thursday, one of the Meister Eckhart is known for saying, if the only prayer you say is thank you, that would be enough. I want that to be enough today when I say thank you, so that I'm not picking out individuals, but I'm thanking you for the journey you have given me, the path that you have let Donna and I walk, what is our motto? Living, loving, and learning, the lessons that I have learned, the lessons that I've given, the hugs, the smiles, the Starbucks cards, the flowers on Sunday, the songs. So I'm going to, I've got two things. So I'm going to read from Joseph Campbell, and then I will set us up, David. So give us in just one moment. He writes, the divine manifestation is ubiquitous. Only our eyes are not open to it. Awe is what moves us forward. Awe. Live from your own center. The divine lives within you. The separateness apparent in the world is secondary. Beyond the world of opposites is an unseen but experienced unity and identity in us all. Today, the planet is the only proper in-group. Participate joyfully in the sorrows of the world. We cannot cure the world of sorrows, but we can choose to live in joy. But we can choose to live in joy. You must return with the bliss and integrate it. The return is seeing the radiance is everywhere. The world is a match for us. We are a match for the world. The spirit is the bouquet of nature. Sanctify the place you are in and follow your bliss. So yes, if I have another last thing, I've talked about it all year long, tap into your passion and your purpose. It won't fail you. I don't care where you are in your life cycle of age or work or school or rest or whatever. If you use the tools that we have and you tap in to your passion and purpose, the path unfolds. I'm not saying that there won't be cobblestones sometimes along the path. I'm not saying that you may not need somebody along the path similar to the beautiful pilgrims that helped Reverend Terry on the Camino walk, where somebody is going to hand you a bottle of water or give you rest or arnica for your sore muscles. Whatever it is you need on your path, God is your source. God is your supply. You are enough. You have enough. Listen to that call. David, you want to lower the screen for a second? Oh, no, I lied. I have to do that at the end. I didn't lie. Ministers don't lie. Oh, rewind that tape, edit that out. I'm just just slightly nervous, verklempt, just slightly. So that comes at the very, very end instead of the peace song, right? Right. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay, anything else before I pray us out? No, I got to pray us out, then we offertory. One more time, God. All right. Thank you. Wow. Let's pray. That's my saving grace in more ways than one. Okay. We ask that you close your eyes. And all that does is kind of close out the distractions around you, because there are sparkles and squirrels everywhere to distract you. And you turn within and you breathe. Something, again, you might be taking for granted, but it's a gift and a blessing every moment of your life. Breathe it in. And as you begin to breathe and get centered, whatever emotions and stuff got stirred up today, let it go on the exhale. Breathe in the peace and exhale love. Then breathe in love and exhale peace. And then find your way to that centered space, the inner sanctuary of your being that is beyond the walls of this center. And join me as I speak a spiritual mind treatment in the first person so that you may speak it aloud in your head. There is a power in the universe greater than you are, and yet you are it and you can use it. So I know that I am one with the infinite life of God. I am one with the divine mind of God. And yes, I am one with the heart of God. As I rest into that truth, even for this moment, my entire body chemistry changes. Every atom and cell and organ in my system vibrates to the idea of love and joy the way you do when you have a cool, clear glass of water and it refreshes your body. My soul says yes to God, yes to passion, yes to purpose, yes to love, and yes, yes, yes to joy. Yes, it's that simple. And so I no longer need to put in anything about, well, I want this, and I hope I have that, and I affirm and I know this, blah, la, 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 la. Because when I know God, I know. And then I know I am enough. And then the rainmaker can ride off into the sunset because I know who I am. I am the beloved in whom God, Spirit, higher mind, is well pleased. I am blessed. And once I know that, from there I can take the next step and know blessing again, and the next step. And then if I need to, I can choose a higher thought than the ones that come into my monkey mind. And then I say yes again, and yes again, and yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Infinite Spirit. Thank you for the blessings you continue to give to me as I am blessed in this life. Thank you for I affirm and know the divine blessings, wholeness, well-being for the Chico New Thought Center. For all of the people who are stepping up in service and leadership. For the people who are coming and being drawn to this center. For those people who have put in prayer requests in our healing chest. For anyone who is having their own emotional, physical challenge, whether it's loss or pain or transformation. I know there is God, and I know there is wholeness. And I know that for myself, so I may know it for you. So God, yes, now all I have to do is let it go. Let it go and be in trust with a whole lot of faith, surrounded by a whole lot of love, and filled with a gratitude attitude for this life, this moment. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Mother, Father, God, for all that thou art. And now I can just take it, and like a little dandelion, that funny, cute little thing, and I take that all in, and then I let it all go, and I ask that you join me one more time, please. And so it is, and so I am, and so we are. Amen.